Hi guys, it's Stock Curry, and today I've got 5 stock picks for you, including a brand new one that I've never talked about before. We're also going to talk about the TikTok IPO and how you can play it, and we're going to talk about the inflation numbers that just came out. So let's get into it! Okay, let's start with the inflation numbers. Now, the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, was released on Wednesday. The CPI inflation was lower than expected. This is showing that the Fed's stance that inflation is transitory is correct. That sent the Treasury yield lower, which will be good for high growth stocks. Now, the TikTok IPO is going to be happening on the Hong Kong exchange sometime in the next few months. Now, I want you to be able to trade this, so let me explain how to get access to the Hong Kong exchange. First, log into your Interactive Brokers account. Now, if you don't have an Interactive Brokers account already, then you should create one. It's always good to have more than one broker. Now, I have a link to Interactive Brokers down in the description of this video if you want to go ahead and create an account. Now, once you're logged in, you can click on your account in the top right of the screen. Then, click on Manage Account. Then scroll down to Trading Experience and Permissions. Under Stocks, click Add/Edit. Then click Add. Then check Hong Kong and Hong Kong/China Stock Connect. Then click Save. Then just electronically sign and submit your request, and then you're done. You should get access to the Hong Kong exchanges within a day or two, and then you'll be ready to trade the TikTok IPO when it comes out. Now, we're also going to be talking about other foreign stocks on this channel, so make sure you're ready to take advantage of those by opening an account with Interactive Brokers and requesting access to foreign exchanges. Alright, let's get into our stock picks. Now, for those of you who are new to this channel, my name is Stock Curry. No, not that kind of curry. Although, I am definitely a premium guy. I used to work for some large investment banks, and now I analyze stock picks on YouTube. Every day, I watch hours and hours and hours of YouTube videos, and then I consolidate all of the stock picks from the top YouTubers into a single video. I give you both the cliff notes on their stock picks as well as my analysis on their stock picks. Now, if anything I talk about today piques your interest, make sure you listen to who I say talked about that stock, and then go watch their video to get the full details on what they said. Now, all I ask for putting all of this together for you guys is that you hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page so that you can get notified when I release my next video. In fact, I'll give you 5 seconds to do that right now. Alright, before we get into today's stock picks, I just want to remind everyone that I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I talk about today is a recommendation to buy, sell, or hold. These are just my opinions, which may or may not be accurate. Please do your own research before investing in any asset. Now, if you're wondering what you're looking at right now, this is the Webull desktop app. Webull is the app that I use for my trading, and it is also the app that I use in all of my videos. If you'd like to get 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up using my link in the description below and deposit just $100, Webull is going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. Alright, let's get into today's stock picks. First up is CLOV. This is Clover Health. This is a Medicare Advantage provider. ZipTrader let us know that CLOV beat earnings expectations. They also raised their Q3 guidance. This stock was up over 9% after hours on Wednesday. That is significant because CLOV is heavily shorted. So if CLOV can maintain this newfound upward momentum for more than a day, then it has a chance for another short squeeze. CLOV earnings last quarter were lackluster at best, so I'm happy to finally see some good earnings from CLOV. I had said previously that CLOV had bottomed out at around $8, and that has remained true. I still think CLOV is risky given how heavily shorted it is, but with a huge potential for another short squeeze, you might want to consider CLOV for a short-term trade. Next up is COIN. This is Coinbase. This is a platform that is used to trade cryptocurrencies. Tom Nash is long-term bullish on COIN and sees COIN doubling in price from here. And even though the Q2 earnings were amazing, Tom Nash wanted to take a step back to see if there were any issues or red flags with the earnings that may have been overshadowed by the insane numbers that they released. The first potential issue Tom Nash found was what I told you yesterday, and what other analysts pointed out as well, is that COIN will have lower transaction volumes and therefore lower revenues if the prices of cryptocurrencies go down. That was a concern when they released their Q3 guidance. But now that the prices of cryptocurrencies are rising again, like I said yesterday, I don't think that's going to be an issue for Q3. Now for the long term, Tom Nash thinks COIN will fluctuate widely from quarter to quarter as the price of cryptocurrencies fluctuates widely as well. Tom Nash would prefer for cryptocurrency prices to be a lot more stable. That would in turn provide stability for the value of COIN. Also, Tom Nash pointed out that Q2 numbers ended at the end of June, just before the cryptocurrency crash in July. That will significantly impact growth for COIN in Q3. So while Tom Nash agrees with me that COIN will continue to grow, it won't continue to grow at the insane rate that we saw in Q2. And that's understandable. So long as you understand that COIN's growth rate will slow down, you should be able to have realistic expectations for the company. The analyst who came out yesterday and gave updated price targets post Q2 earnings actually gave lower price targets. I think that's because of the slowdown in growth that COIN is expected to have in Q3. But like I said, I think the growth will be higher than expected given the most recent rebound in crypto over the past few weeks. And I think we'll see COIN go much higher than the $275 to $325 range that these last three analysts predicted. Next up is NIO. This is NIO, and they're a Chinese EV manufacturer. Keenan Grace let us know that NIO beat earnings. NIO reported an EPS loss of 3 cents per share versus an expected loss of 11 cents per share. Usually NIO drops after earnings, but this time NIO rose 1% after hours. NIO is maxed out on production capacity right now. They guided deliveries at 8,000 cars per month, and that happens to be the production capacity limit for NIO. So we're not going to see production numbers rise anymore until they can get their new factory opened. Next up is RIDE. This is Lordstown Motors. They're an American EV manufacturer. The last time I spoke about RIDE, I said this company would be out of business within 2 years. They are losing a ton of money every quarter, and they are quickly running out of cash. However, during their earnings call on Wednesday, RIDE announced two important things that could turn this company around. First, they announced that they would start producing next month, and they said they plan to start deliveries early next year. Second, and this is the most important thing, they announced that they are in talks to lease out a large portion of their unused factory space. If they are able to do that, then that will provide a much needed revenue stream to RIDE and give them time to get their deliveries going. Now, nothing is set in stone yet. These are just discussions at this stage, but it does provide a much needed possible lifeline to this dying company. Keep in mind that RIDE said in June that it would be out of business by the end of the year if they were unable to raise additional funding. RIDE is exploring the possibility of private investments and debt. So all of that said, for a long-term hold, I still think the risks outweigh the potential rewards for RIDE. But the potential rewards are huge if RIDE can get the financing they need, lease out their unused factory space, and start delivering vehicles. If they are able to do all of that, then RIDE could easily quadruple in price over the next year. So the way I'm going to play this is not by buying the stock. Instead, I'm going to buy LEAP call options. I'll probably buy the January 2023 call options on RIDE. I haven't determined a strike price yet, but it will either be the $7.50 or $10 strike. Now, if you've been watching this channel for any length of time, you know that I do not suggest buying options on stocks under $10. The potential reward usually does not outweigh the risk of the option expiring worthless. However, in this case, if RIDE fails to get the financing they need, then the share price is going to go to $0. So the downside risk for buying the shares is the same as the downside risk for buying the option. And because of that, I would rather pay $2 per share for the option than pay $5 or $6 per share for the stock. I get all of the upside potential with the same downside potential and I pay a lot less money for the options than for the stock. So this is one of the rare cases where it makes sense to buy options on a stock that is trading at less than $10. And the last stock that we're going to talk about today is SONO. This is Sonos, and they're a manufacturer of home theater equipment. Sonos reported earnings after the close on Wednesday, and they blew earnings out of the water. SONO was expected to report a loss of 17 cents per share, but instead they reported a profit of 12 cents per share. They also reported revenues of $378 million versus a $313 million expectation. SONO saw increased sales because people are watching more movies from home, and that in turn is resulting in people spending more money on home theater equipment in order to give them a theater-like experience at home. In my mind, SONO should see continued increases in sales as more and more people watch movies at home through streaming services. SONO had been trading flat for the past 3 months, but the chart is now looking to be quite bullish. I would still try to wait for a small pullback to under $36 on SONO before buying in. Once SONO pulls back below $36, I think this would make a great long-term hold stock. SONO is still quite expensive when you look at their forward PE, but it might be justified given how quickly this company is growing revenues and profits. Analyst gave SONO a 1-year price target of $47, but that price target was set 3 months ago. You should check SONO again on Thursday to see how these price targets might change. By the way, if you want to get access to the individual analyst price targets, you can now get 10% off of TIPRANKS using my links. I have links for both the free account as well as 10% off of the premium and ultimate accounts in the description of this video. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video and get a lot out of it. If you're looking for a broker to trade with, you can sign up for Webull using my link in the description below. When you sign up for Webull using my link in the description below and deposit just $100, Webull's going to send you 2 free stocks worth up to $2,300. Now, if you're not a US resident or if you're looking to trade OTC penny stocks, then I recommend Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers is a great trading platform. They have highly discounted trading throughout the United States and the rest of the world. And both Webull and Interactive Brokers give you the full pre-market and after-hours trading from 4 a.m. until 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, I do have material connections with both Webull and Interactive Brokers, so when you sign up for either one of those, not only are you getting a great broker to trade with, you're also helping me to continue to produce these great videos for you. Now, finally, I just want to remind you to hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the page if you haven't already. I hope you have a lot of success trading, and I will see you tomorrow.